Good morning, Brian.
Hey, good morning, brother. How we doing? Good morning, everybody. Good to see you all here. If you guys can, this is a very friendly family meeting. Turn your cameras on. Be good to see you. Again, bad hair, no hair, doesn't really matter. Always good to see you guys. Very informal meeting we have on Saturday morning. It's business builders. This is not for prospects. If you're new to this, this is for us to open up our Rolodexes, if you know what the hell that is, your phones, your Facebook, your LinkedIn. We teach you what to say, how to say it, how to break the ice with people, language, NLP, all kinds of things happening on Saturday morning. Sometimes we do mindset trainings. Today we're going to do a little bit of a commercial training. Sandra had a big commercial deal that she's looking to close. So I want to just give you guys some information on how to peak and pass, right? Commercial is peak and pass. You peak interest and you pass it off to the commercial team. And I want to just do a little bit of training on some of the language and show you guys some of the resources on your back office so you have it. This is also going to be recorded. So as you build your teams, if somebody says, hey, how do you do commercial? You point them to this video. And that's what network marketing is. It's having a series of tools. You never really want to be the source where you're spending hours and hours of time training people. You want to be able to point to a library and resources and trainers and things of that nature. So with that said, let's jump into it. The commercial world, I want you to really think about peaking and passing, especially a lot of you are trying to maybe get commercial deals where you work or where you used to work. And you used to work at a hair salon and now you're saying I'm an energy expert. There's a big disconnect in the mind of the person you're talking to. Usually you don't want to claim to be the expert unless, my background is solar engineering, so that kind of makes sense with energy, right? But if you're not a solar engineer, you want to say, hey, I have a resource or I have a colleague or I have a friend. So if you used to work at a company, you could reach out to whoever works there. Usually you want to get to like the CFO or the COO or somebody that can get you to them, right? The chief financial officer or the chief operating officer. Or if it's a smaller company, a controller. If it's a real small company, you just go to the owner. But those are the people you're looking for, right? Controller, chief operating officer, chief financial officer, or CEO of a smaller company or owner. Or somebody that can connect the dots. So the way to peak interest, they say, hey, listen, I really appreciate, when I worked for you, or if you're still working for them, right? I appreciate the employment. I have a friend and their company goes around the country working with companies just like ours, helping to lower operating costs across the board. I know it's a free service. I know that they're paid on results, right? They don't get paid up front. And I think it's worth a 5-minute phone call, right? So the key phrasing here, guys, is listen, I have a friend or I have a colleague and their company works with companies just like yours all over the country, lowering operating costs across the board. I know they negotiate all of the bills going forward, but they can also go up to 4 years backwards and claw back money that you've overspent on things like water and sewer and gas and electric. I don't exactly know how it works, but I do know it's free. They do their services up front, and it might be worth a 5-minute phone call, or I can actually submit your information and somebody will reach out to you. That's it. That's the deal. That's the extent of VIV Commercial, right? Network marketing is a leverage business model. It's meant to be leveraged. It's not meant to be a job. It's not meant to, you're meant to peak interest, show a video, peak interest, bring somebody to a live event, peak interest, right? Peak interest, and then escalate. And then if somebody either becomes a pro member or wants to become a customer, you hand it off. And what I mean by that, if somebody wants to be a pro member, you enroll them, you do the fast start training with them, and we have a video for that, right? But then you bring them into the group, Tuesday night training, Saturday morning trainings. You can train them if you want to. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying if you want to build a team of tens of thousands of people, then you want to use the system, right? So does anybody have any questions on what to say? Let's start there. What to say to somebody in the commercial world, or how to peak interest?
Brian, so I've had several people that I know that I've approached about this, using that angle, if you will. Every one of them, and they're not huge, I would say they're small to medium-sized businesses, the owners that I actually am talking to, they just keep, I don't have time. you know, and I try to go around that. Well, really isn't going to take a lot of time. We're really busy right now. And then after the holidays, I reach back out and they're like, oh, well, you know, now this happened. So, I mean, obviously to me, it appears that they are not interested in even letting somebody come and take a look. Would you
Yeah.
agree with that? Or,
Well, what it is now, this is going to depend on you. And this is where sales, see, commercial takes a little bit of sales. That's the other thing I want you to go with. Like, VIV is very unique. You know, our residential model doesn't really take a lot of sales skills. It's friends and family. These are the closest people to you. And then you teach people to do the same thing. But if you're going to get into commercial, understand you might have to learn a little bit about sales. And what I mean by that is you got to understand that people are resistant to change just anyway. And COVID's got everybody freaked out, especially companies, and they're losing money, they're bleeding money. So their mind is in a chaotic state, and they're just in a no state of mind. I don't care what you're trying to do. They're just, the first thing they're going to say is, no, I don't have time. But understanding human beings and people, if you want to, you can learn how to break those paradigms, right?
okay. Yeah. Two of them I actually know from when we used to own an internet cafe years ago.
Okay.
And I actually know them from that. So they know of me, and his wife did have a car accident. I mean, he's not like making stuff up, and that's legit.
No, none of that matters though, because we don't take a lot of time in what we're doing. He doesn't understand it.
Exactly.
So if it was me, I would respond back, say, listen, and if you can get on the phone, that's the best thing. But I said, listen, I know you probably think you know what this is, but you don't. This is literally 5 minutes of your time, and we go to work for you for free. Or you could say something, I know you're getting inundated. I know everybody's in a chaotic state, but we literally can find money for you that you won't find by yourself for free. And it takes about 10 minutes of your time. So if you want to, you can retort with something like that, or you can just say next, and keep hitting new people. It's up to you guys how far you want to go is my point.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I mean, I've only chatted with him twice. I told him I would make some time to get back with him in a couple weeks, and he said that would be fine.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so I think at that point I will one more time try to address the business side of it, because I've owned businesses.
Well, you got to say something that's going to shift this paradigm. You got to hit a little hard here.
Okay.
And this is just sales. Now, sales is not for the faint of heart. Like if you're going to curl up in a ball, if you hear a no, then I wouldn't even do commercial. But if you understand sales and you have a good mindset around it, sales is persistence. It's persistence, and it's not getting emotionally involved in the results. That makes sense?
Well, yeah, and I have pretty much, well, Warner knows me. He's known me for a while. That doesn't bother me at all. I could care less. I'm trying to help people.
That's the deal. I would say that. Say, listen, I know things are in a chaotic state, but I'm trying to help you here.
Yeah.
You need to give me 5 minutes. This is where you can lean on the relationship too. Not do you have 5 minutes? You need to give me 5 minutes.
Okay.
So you got to posture up, strengthen your language, and go, and that's all you can do. He may still say no, but I'm saying you can do your part, right?
Right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. No,
Brian, in my past sales career, I've gotten a lot of business by just saying, give me one bill. You're not asking for all their business.
That's another way. Yeah. That's another way to, let's just dip our toe in the water. It's free. There's no, yeah. I've done that too. I've said, let's just try one. Like, what do you have to lose?
Give me your biggest bill, just one, and then give me your biggest.
Yeah, that's worked before too.
Yeah, take time.
Anybody else questions on what to say, how to say
it? Not question. Oh, good morning. Shirley here.
Hey, Shirley.
I have been approaching businesses, and I'm looking at it that my thing is I want to get them on. I want them to fill out the form.
Yeah.
And get them on a call.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I've been trying, and the ones I started in December, it was like, okay, after the holiday, and after the holiday, I sent a thank you. After I had the 15-minute meeting, left the form and a couple of flyers, and I sent a thank you. And for the holiday, after the holidays, I sent I guess just a reminder, just to stay on their mind when I said Happy New Year, and don't forget, we're still here.
If you guys are going to play in the commercial space, like I said, it's a lot of numbers, it's a lot of follow-up. Network marketing. I spend very little bandwidth in VIV and commercial, just so you guys know. I'm here to help you in commercial, but I'm going to build a team of like 1 million distributors. That's the deal. And I do commercial here and there. I reach out here and there. Like probably 5% of my VIV time is spent on commercial, just to give you guys an awareness. There's no leverage in commercial. It's a job. Now you can get some high paychecks. Don't get me wrong. It's a piece. But I want to duplicate like a rabbit, right? All over the 50 states. And I want to teach people how to do the same thing. Enter 10 bills. Like I can teach that to an 18-year-old. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So I want to train on commercial because some of you are asking, but I'm just letting you know 95% team building and friends and family, 5% commercial. No, but some of you have a heavy commercial background too. So I do want to go through this. So let's go to some of the resources. Let me share my screen here. I want you guys to kind of know where this stuff is. Let's see. Just bear with me for a second.
And Brian, while you're looking that up, the other night on the Kenny Thursday night call, was interesting how when you get a little bit of a wall kicked up, ask them to straighten out their trash bill and their trash removal. He said, everybody wants to get rid of the trash.
Yeah.
He said it was an interesting way to get in the conversation. Just they don't want to mess with their cells and their other services, but let me take care of your trash. That was a very interesting line.
Interesting point of view. Yeah, there's all different ways. You're just trying to catch somebody and shift their paradigm through language. All right, guys. So it's important that you guys take the time to understand your website. That's not your upline, right? That's you guys. You're in business. Get used to everything in the back office. Don't bother your upline with back office questions. But under products right on your home page. So if you were sitting with somebody, and you had like 5 or 10 minutes of their time, and you said, listen, I can show you how to lower your operating costs across the board. Do you have 15 minutes? You could go here under products for business. And if you had your laptop or your iPad or whatever, you could show them some of this stuff, right? And there's little flyers you can give them. So you guys should get familiar with all these. If you want to do commercial, get familiar with it. There's a lot of resources, and you'll find different ways. You'll find little PDFs, little flyers, little hyperlinks, little videos. Get familiar with this stuff so you have a little toolbox. You might even print out some flyers. It sounds like that's what Shirley did if you're going to visit somebody in person. But you can point right to your back office here, and whoops. You can also just click on one of these little videos, right? Let the video do the talking. If you have somebody's attention and you're in their office, open this up and play this video, right? So I'm not going to go through all the videos here, but get used to these, understand where they are. They're right here under business. And then the last thing, if you pique their interest, is fill this form out with them. Whoop, my internet was interrupted. Hold on.
But I think it's the mindset, I just think all it's mindset.
Hey guys, my apologies. My internet went down. let me pull that back up. Hold on a second.
Well, Brian, but that is what happens also. When I got into the office, my tablet would not connect. So I just went to the 2 or 3 flyers that I had decided.
Yeah, no, perfect. Yeah, you got to shift on your feet.
Be happy with them. Yeah, because I'm not techie and I didn't want to even get into that. My tablet didn't pull it up automatically, so I just moved on.
Well, here's what I would do. You could screenshot all this too and print these out, right? Always in commercial, again, in sales, you always have a backup plan. Guys, I remember I had 500 people showing up for a webinar, and I had a 48 slide deck presentation. And it was also on Facebook, and Facebook and Zoom would not cooperate. So I could not, 5 minutes before, it said no. And I just pulled the slides up and I just visually did the whole thing with no slides and just spoke. Always have a backup plan. Always, always. So if you're gonna go into somebody's office, if you're gonna do commercial, have everything printed. Be able to fill out this form manually. Have some flyers. Yeah, because if your internet toasts out, and the other thing you should have is, if you're gonna do that, is a little internet power pack, a little jet pack. Have a hotspot. Your phones are a hotspot too. Because commercial is different. See, network marketing is friends and family. You can completely be an idiot in front of them, screw it all up, and they'll still become customers. Commercial, you can't. If you can do commercial and you sound like you don't know what you're doing, or what the heck is this?
I'm sorry, where did you find this? Because we couldn't hear you for a couple of minutes.
Oh, hold on a second.
Where did you, where did you find this?
Yeah, let me back up. So if you go to your home screen, under products, can you guys see this? Yeah, under products for business, the form that you fill out is the consultation request form right here. That's as far as you go. You want to pique interest either using videos or flyers and say, listen, it'd probably be worth a 5-minute phone call with my business partner, Joe, or my colleague, Joe, and it's Joe Guglielmo. When you fill one of these out, and I would fill it out with them, talks about their business, right? What industry, how many locations, do you own the buildings? Fill this out, the name, title, and then the services. Now, I would not ask them which services do you want to have us check up on, because you're going to open up a whole can of worms. I would just check all of these, but I would just tell them, we're going to look at everything. So I assume the sale, by the way, always with everything. If you just ask more and more questions, you're confusing their mind. So for me, I just said, we're going to look at your bills going forward, and we're also going to look at doing an audit going 4 years backwards. Does that sound good? So have the language and assume the sale, and then hit submit.
Okay. Can I do that without that, people? And because they're already waiting for someone to introduce them to someone, because I was just so, I didn't know. I would just get
on the phone or get on the Zoom and say, I just need to get a little bit of information from you, and I'll connect you with my business partner, Joe.
Can't I do that before I connect them with Joe? Because I don't think so I can even get them. I got an email and I was very happy. I don't think so I can get them.
What do you just want to do a phone call right with Joe? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if I just can connect them directly to Joe and they can finish all the details, because they already know that what the problem, they can be resolved by VIV. So
yeah, let's chat offline about that. And we're supposed to go through this protocol. I'll figure something out though. Just after this or something, we'll chat offline.
Okay, great.
Hey, Brian.
Shalom.
I'm sorry. Hey, how did you get to that?
Yeah,
that form again? I'm sorry, I missed
no worries, brother. No, that's what this is for. I want to show you guys, and we have the video too. So if anybody in your team ever asks you a commercial question ever again, you send them to this video. So it's right here on your main screen, right under products for business.
Oh, okay.
Oops, sorry.
My screen looks a little different. Is that your home page?
Just the home page, not your back office. This is the home page.
Oh, gotcha.
This is open to the whole world. You can guide people here, right?
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So business, and then it's right here. Whoops. Sorry about that. Right. Oh boy, I don't have a mouse right now. I lost my mouse. Well, it's right there.
Oh, I got it. It. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so there's one set of information, but we also, if we log in, I want to show you guys some other stuff again for commercial. Bear with me for a second.
I'm sorry, can I ask a question? I'm kind of new here and just signed up yesterday.
Sure.
Who is Joe?
Joe Guglielmo is our commercial representative. He does all the commercial deals. So, and again, if you're new, I wouldn't even be doing anything with commercial. Like go.
No, I'm just listening. I'm just wondering who Joe was.
Perfect. Yeah, if you're new, your only mission is input 10 bills. Your bills and like friends, family. That's the deal. Yeah, but Joe is the commercial contact. When you fill that form out, Joe Guglielmo is the gentleman that runs commercial. He'll reach out to the people. I call him my business partner or a colleague, right? I let him know that Joe's going to reach out to you.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Hey, Brian, I have a quick question.
Sure.
So basically we're pre-qualifying our customer for Joe to reach out to them.
Exactly.
But when how long does it take Joe? Does he shoot an email or does he call, or what's his process to be able to let the customer know?
Yeah, I think he emails and calls. So,
okay.
And I don't know the turnaround time, but I would just say, I like to set expectations, and I'll give you an example. Right. When I get a customer in VIV, I tell them it takes 1 to 2 billing cycles to get your savings. That's 4 to 8 weeks. Now, they usually do it in a week or two. They've gotten really good at it. But I have seen them take up to 6 weeks. We had a heavy volume of bills when the whole Texas team came on, and it was taking up to 6 weeks. So I tell people, listen, it could take up to 1 or 2 billing cycles to see the savings. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh my God, it happened in 10 days. Like, wow, this is amazing, right? So set expectations.
Okay.
So I would do the same thing here. He'll reach out within the next 5 to 7 business days.
Thank you.
The reality is he'll probably reach out tomorrow or the next day, but I'm just give him some breathing room, right? Awesome.
Okay.
All right,
Brian,
guys. So, yes.
I left the form with them. This business, it's a church. They have a mall. They have a bowling alley. They have 2 bistros. They have a school. They have an elementary school. They have so she needed to talk to get some other people involved. So I just left the form. Could my next step be when I communicate to send the form again and make comments about the form and where you said check all these different entities?
Yeah, I would fill the form out with them and submit it yourself. I wouldn't leave a form for somebody. It's just going to sit on the desk.
I left the form.
That's okay. I would go back. Hey, let me hold your hand through this. I would always fill the form out with them, so you know the lead gets submitted. Make sense?
Well, yeah, because she has so many entities. And
that's okay.
She was saying she had. Okay.
That's okay. All we need is the contact. So I know you have a bunch of entities. Let me set you up with Joe. He'll help you. He'll answer all your questions. Let's just put in the main contact for the one business, and he'll help walk you through all the rest. So you might reach back out to her and say, let's just start with one, the head of one business. And then, because you got to connect them with Joe. That's all you're trying to do. Let him deal with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So I would reach back out to that person and fill it out with them, and just as best you can, and hit submit. You just need a contact, who the person in charge is, an email and a phone. If you can't answer some of the questions, just do the best you can and submit it.
Okay.
All right. So guys, in your back office, again, so you have more ammunition, under resources, there's a few things that we have. Right? In the share center, we have commercial shareables. And again, it's up to you guys to go back here on and look on some of these things. There's a lot of stuff back here. We have share pages, right? There's stuff for the business. There's overviews. There's some commercial stuff down here. But I'll leave it up to you to get back there and look at that stuff and find stuff. But there is some commercial stuff back there. And also under resource library, can you see this here, resource library? Yeah, okay. There's a lot of good stuff back here, and you can even filter by category, right? Commercial. And here's where all your flyers and PDFs and stuff are. And I would look at these, right? So that you get comfortable with what you want to present. If you have, an iPad or a laptop, you might actually pull up some of these flyers. These are emailable, they're shareable, they're hyperlinked. If you send somebody this, it gives them a landing page. And if they enroll, it's linked to you, right? So I want you guys to, it's up to you to get familiar with this stuff and figure out what you like to use. And there's a lot of stuff back here, but I do want to show you one thing that's very powerful. Where is it? Yeah, here's the HVAC stuff. There's some slide decks here too that work very well. If you're articulate and confident, you can actually go through a little commercial slide deck yourself. You're still using a tool, by the way. When I do a PowerPoint presentation, I'm still using a tool. That's okay, because somebody can replicate that. This is it right here, case studies. There's some case studies on, if you guys are looking for past results. Oh, let me see some of your past results. You can come down here and find some case studies or some of the customers that we've had. All right, so make sure you guys understand where these tools are if you're going to get into commercial, so you're not driving your uplines crazy.
And you can personalize those, because it has at the bottom where you change it, because those are the kind of things I printed out, and I have several of them in my notebook, and I just pulled out 2 and the form that I wanted to leave with them.
Yeah, perfect. So again, I'm going to read you guys the riot act a little bit. I know people when we first started in VIV that went after commercial for a solid year without much results. And in the meantime, I built a team of like 2,000 people. So I would caution you not to just go 100% into commercial. There's no leverage in it. There's no duplication. There could be big paychecks. Yes, I agree. And it's definitely an element, a lot of points. Like I said, I spent some time there too, but everybody's got a cell phone. Everybody's got internet. Most people could show 2 or 3 people how to save some money. That's very, very duplicatable. Very simple now too.
Hey, Brian, Reeves was asking, are these tools only available for pro members that have the $69 a month subscription?
No, they're available for consultants as well. Consultants as well, yeah.
Brian, I have a question.
Hey, Jaleesa, how you doing?
Good morning. So last year I approached Burrito Oil that we had discussed, and I'm going to follow up with them. And I feel as if their controller is putting this aside. Would you advise me just to go in and talk to Mark?
Oh, if you know the owner, absolutely. And let them know that too, by the way. Say, listen, I approached you guys last year. I'm not trying to rat anybody out, but they kind of brushed me off. I don't think they understand what I'm bringing you guys here. And I know a little bit of Mark. I can't remember. If you want to connect him with me on a phone call, we can do that.
Yeah. When you come back home, maybe.
Well, I wouldn't count on that. I don't know when I'm coming back home.
Okay, then.
Hey, network marketing. I mean, it pays.
All right, then. Well, I will go there and speak to Mark. I'll just make it a plan next week.
Yeah, perfect.
Thanks.
So yeah, we got the Kenny brothers too, guys. You got, you know, if you have a commercial deal that you feel like you need somebody to get in between, the Kenny brothers are available too. They close commercial deals all the time. So,
Brian.
Yes, sir.
Just real quick for Shirley, when you mentioned the Kenny brothers, Thursday night, that was the gentleman that they highlighted that's now a pro consultant. He's the treasurer of a big church.
Okay.
And that's be good maybe for Shirley through the Kenny brothers to reach out to him to give her a little insight of how to get into the church, because they had to go through the board and he was the treasurer. He goes, I'm the cheapest one there. And they sold me to the point with V that I became a pro consultant myself.
Nice.
So
wait. Thursday night, was that the V team? Because I was trying to learn from all of these, and the V team, every time I tried to get into that, it said, don't do this. This is maybe a scam. And I came into it from different ways. I was coming off the information that we have, you know, with all of the listing, all of the training. And many times it kept telling me, no, don't go here, don't go here. So I didn't get into that V team. I was on Wednesday night, I was on Tuesday, I was on Monday, but that on Thursday night, I couldn't get in.
Yeah, that was probably just your browser setting or something, because it's an unsecure site, but there's no harm in getting in there.
Okay. And the V team, is that the Kenny brothers?
Yes.
The team V?
Team V is the Kenny brothers, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They actually told a story about the church saved $3,000 just on their dumpster bill.
Oh,
which
that's
I thought
amazing.
That was the trash story I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the church wasn't that big. They only have 100 members, of which only 20 to 25 were active. And they already put $4,000 into the church coffers.
Wow.
And I don't know when they started, Bill. Do you know how many months ago they started?
That's amazing.
So that'll probably be a long time ago.
That'll probably be a case study. I would hazard to guess they'll put that up as a case study pretty soon, so other people can use it. So, hey guys, I want to highlight something in the chat. Michelle, thanks for posting that. Right after this train, this is going to work out beautifully. Right after this at 11, Henry Vidget is doing a business presentation every Saturday. Henry or Kevin. So you can literally, and we're going to do this now. I want to wrap this up and start blitzing. You can literally prospect right now for 11 o'clock. Invite people to this 11 o'clock training. Michelle just put it in the chat right there. And this is a good 1-2 punch. So on Saturdays when we're building, you can literally say, hey, if somebody's available, you can invite them to this thing in 30 minutes. So it's a good punch. So it's right there in the chat if you want to grab it. Henry Vigent, I believe he's a silver partner. Super sharp guy. Big commercial guy too, by the way. For those of you chasing commercial, he's a big commercial guy. Be good to get to know him. So thanks, Michelle.
Has chat been disabled?
Yes, because I wanted to share that for a second.
Oh, okay.
You guys
Okay,
are
because I
chit-chatty.
was trying to respond. I was trying to respond to Robbie Bass. Robbie is okay. We'll get together.
Thanks, Shirley.
Thank you.
Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, Brian, when can I have a call with you then? After this, or when are you available?
Let's see. You know what? We'll do it. We're going to text blitz here in a minute. We'll do it like in 5 minutes. I want to get you guys blitzing, right? The purpose of Saturday mornings is to get you guys in the habit of reaching out to 30, 50, 100 people, whatever your method of operation is. I just want to get you to really, really focus your time on Saturday mornings, take an hour and book your calendar solid. Like if I show you my calendar next week, like I've already done this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you know, here's next week. Like there's not a lot of white space left already. You guys, I want you to get in the habit, take an hour and like book it's based on your schedule, based on what you want. But if you want 5 appointments, you can blitz today until you get 5 appointments. Matter of fact, if you want 5 appointments, I would book 7 or 8 because in sales, about 40% of people, they get busy. They reschedule. Don't take it personally. About half your appointments in VIV are probably going to reschedule. It's just, they don't know what it is. It's not important to them yet. Don't get offended. I would book about twice as many appointments as you actually plan on having. It's just a sales, understanding sales is all that is. So any other commercial questions, guys?
I do, Brian Reef Jackson here. Can you hear me?
How are you, brother? Yeah,
good.
Good to see you.
So I came out of the ESCO lighting, HVAC, refrigeration industry for large commercial.
Oh my God.
So I have a lot of contacts with Philips Lighting,
Holy cow.
Energy Solve, all that. So I guess my question, and I'd asked this to Brendan, with some another organization, but how do I, as far as conflict of interest, they're going in doing the lighting retrofit, et cetera. So maybe is there a go-to either with Joe or someone that I can find out how we can get them on board and follow through with building that business?
Yeah, I mean, Joe would be one to talk to about that. There's no conflict of interest because I think it's parallel, not conflict, right? We're not doing anything they do and they're not doing anything we do.
Yeah, I mean, the same money that would come out of, I guess the utility with the combined public benefit charge, the green energy money that's going for lighting, refrigeration, we're going to be doing the audit actually on the utility, So I don't know if there would be any kind of conflict to where, it would upset their energy, funding for their lighting when we're auditing the bill. I guess that's the direction I'm going in.
Well, if you're talking electric, there's a couple things we're going to do. We're going to look at their provider going forward.
Right.
And yeah, we're looking for errors. You can talk to Joe. I don't think there's a conflict there. I really don't. Because you would be getting monies back from the past, not going forward. And everything you're talking about is like credits and savings going forward. So I don't believe there would be a conflict. Who's your direct upline? Who are you?
Dana's on here. Dana is my direct upline. And I was with them with some other energy companies in the past. But this is something, going back, 6 years ago, I've known people in the industry. We're looking for the right vehicle to plug them into. And this looks like
you're just gonna have a hard time figuring out who to go to first.
So yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
But I can take this offline with whoever you think would be the best person that has
Joe.
had some
Joe would be the one
with that. Yeah. Okay. All right, Dana. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Excuse me, Brian. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, how are you, Rita?
Oh, well, thank you. I have a question. It's not commercial.
Okay.
Right. I don't know. I know they have a training for this for the funnel, the hour app.
Yep.
But so if I have customers who view the peak video, the 2-minute video, if I sent them the presentation to enrollment through the app, will it carry them to my page, or do I have to add something?
No, anything done through that app is always going to go to you and your links in your page. That's the beauty. If they click on anything, it's all tied to you. It's tracked to you. That's the beauty of that app.
Okay. And okay, thank you. Also, I have not ordered any cards or anything like that. I think I still have the option to change the name on my page.
Yeah, you can change your name. You can either call support, or I think you can just manually do it. But guys, full disclosure, I don't have VIV business cards. There's no business cards are like a thing of the past. You can get them if you want, but I don't have business cards anymore for any of my businesses. Because if somebody wants to trade information, I get their information. 95% of business cards end up in the trash. So as a professional networker, I pat on my chest, oh, I'm all out of business cards. Let me grab your cell phone. Right? Network marketers, we are professional networkers. We always grab let me grab your Facebook. Let me hit you up on Instagram. Like get their information. We don't leave information. So I don't, you can get business cards, but I don't have any.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Hello, Adam. Bye, Adam.
Any more commercial questions? Because I want this to be a commercial.
I do. Brian.
Hey, Kathy, what's up?
Okay. So I just want to make sure I understood this correctly. So the form that the businesses fill out is on the VIV website. Is it also in our back office?
Probably, but it's probably. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Do you want me to highlight it again here? You want me to show you?
No. I was taking notes. I just want to make sure.
Okay.
I'm good.
Yep. I believe I did see it back there, and I think it's got a hyperlink with your information on it. So.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Awesome.
Brian, where's that comp plan on the commercial and the residential? Is that in the drop downs anywhere?
That is in the back office under the compensation plan. It's part of it.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, I'm so sorry, but real quick, one more time, what was that language? I have a friend or colleague that's an expert at negotiating services.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I says, listen, I have a friend or I have a colleague, and their company goes around to companies just like yours all over the country, or they go around to companies just like yours all over the country, lowering operating costs across the board. They negotiate all the bills, things like cell phone, internet, cable, trash, and you guys can find the list. But the key is to say that I have a friend or a colleague and they work with companies just like yours. That's like an NLP statement. You're neutralizing their mind.
All right, good deal. Thanks.
Yeah. And I think it'd be worth a 5-minute phone call.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Brian, is the NLP
Am I being too over? Brian, I say I want to connect you with my experts. Is that offensive, or
that's fine? That's fine.
Say what you just said, colleague.
I would say in addition, you could say it like this. You could say, listen, I have a colleague that works with companies just like yours all over the country. They're experts in the field. So you can tie them both together.
Mm-hmm.
The key is to say that I have somebody that works with companies just like yours. Could be a hospital, could be a Dunkin' Donuts. You see the deal? And they're experts at lowering operating costs across the board. You can put the word experts. I actually like that. Anybody else? Any other commercial questions?
Ryan, I really like this call. You're going to post this on your YouTube site, correct?
Yeah, this is recorded. It'll be on the VIV Success Network YouTube channel. Yep.
Okay. And sometimes I know some of the videos get cut a little short. What you just said was very good. The answer to that question. Are you going to make sure you upload the whole thing so that way we could all? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. The whole recording will be up there, bud.
Because that line was good. Thank you.
Yeah. No worries, man.
Hey, so Brian, I was at a Panera Bread and I talked to the store manager and she said that they don't manage utilities, that sort of thing at a store level. It's all corporately owned. So they gave me the 800 number. So before I call an unknown 800 number, any suggestions on how to handle that?
Let's see. I'm just trying to think. They may have certain things that are controlled by corporate, but they might have certain local things like trash removal. So you might further down the list say, okay, I understand your energy and things like that, but what about trash removal? And then I think also the energy efficiency products would be an individual thing.
Okay.
So you might just poke the bear a little bit more, ask a few more questions on what do they handle locally?
Yeah.
And I would still chase down the 800 number too. I mean, I don't know where it'll go, but.
Yeah, well, it turns out my daughter, this is a different Panera. My daughter actually works at Panera. She's a high school student. She works at Panera. So
Okay.
I'm going to go visit her this afternoon.
Yeah, so that may take a little bit more work, but you could get into like a large energy efficiency deal with them.
Right.
We did a bunch of subways. It took a while too. It takes a minute, right? But we did a bunch of subways and it was pretty good.
Okay, good, thanks.
Brian, real quick with John, like we're trying to do with Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
John, if it's a franchise store, there's a franchise level below corporate, and there's an operations manager that probably handles the franchise for the owner.
Mm-hmm.
You can find through your daughter who's at that level, they're local.
Okay.
Then you're not going back to corporate.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's some things they handle locally that you could still service them for sure.
Okay,
So
great.
Brian, do you recommend then one of the handouts or something from the resource room after you have that initial, or do you just?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. I mean, I like video better than handouts, but I mean, anything you can do to leave them with something or give them something is always good. Even that person that you're talking to that gives you the 800 number, if you can exchange information, leave them something, sure.
Yeah, no, that's a great script for the commercial for sure.
Anybody else? Any other commercial questions?
Can you post that, someone post on the chat that YouTube channel again for the VIV videos? It'd be great.
Oh yeah, let's see. Somebody have that handy? If not, I can pull it up.
And the verbiage, can we put that in the chat by chance?
Boy.
The YouTube channel should be further up in there if you scroll up in the chat. I posted it earlier.
Thanks.
And the chat can also be saved too for those of you that would want to do that.
That's a good idea. Save the chat. Oops.
Brian, another idea for a future meeting might be to have Joe come on and be a speaker.
Oh yeah, we could do that on a Saturday, sure.
Yeah,
Jim, I was gonna ask
for our
you.
team.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you guys, did you talk to your business partner about coming on like next Saturday or the Saturday after?
We have a program next week and we're gone the following week, but in February, we're a little more open, so.
Okay. If you could just ping him and let me know what works, that'd be amazing for
Okay.
everybody.
Okay.
Y'all will enjoy Jim. He's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Kathy.
Any other commercial questions, guys?
Yeah, Brian, for somebody you would talk to in the commercial space that asks before getting on a phone call or whatever, they ask to send some information for them to review or for them to discuss with a business partner or something along those lines. How do you handle that?
Well, those would be all the forms, the PDFs under the resource center. That's fine. In the commercial world, that's a legitimate thing. They might have to show somebody. So yeah, you have all those PDFs in the back office and videos. So you could do a combination of those. I mean, the thing to do too is to go ahead and download all those and have a little library in an email so you can just send it, right? Do the work once, save the template, and just have it as something you can quickly send off again. But yeah, the commercial world is definitely going to be more escalations and information and follow-up and all that stuff. To save the chat, if you click over there and I think hit Control or Command A. And I think under the three dots, let's see. Yeah, under the three dots on the side, it says Save Chat at the top. It'll put it to like a text document. You guys see that? Joe, did you catch that, bud? Mr. Joe?
Yeah, I've got it.
Sorry. Yeah, it's
Joe Travato. Yeah, this over underneath.
I'm actually on my phone, so.
Oh, okay.
Well, on a phone, it won't work.
On the
I
laptop.
copied and pasted the things I liked anyway.
Okay, on the laptop, there's 3 little dots all the way to the far right at the bottom.
Got it. Yeah, I didn't see anything on phone, but.
Well, on my phone, I see the 3 dots, but I don't see save chat.
Anybody else on a phone that can see how to do that?
Would that be under meeting settings?
Hey, Joe, I can just save the chat and send it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Adam.
And another thing, if you don't want to save the whole chat, you can hold your finger on one of the messages in the chat and just copy it and paste it to your notes.
Yep, that's actually what I did.
Yeah.
I copied and pasted what I liked, put it in my notes. All right. Yeah, some good info on that chat, guys. Good job.
Happy to help.
I guess I'm just not technical enough.
Shirley, are you looking for the YouTube channel? Shello.
Shirley, you could also just go to YouTube and type
through
in
the
VIV
3
Success Network.
dots, and I was looking for save the chat.
No, but are you looking for the YouTube channel?
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, under VIV Success Network, you can just look it up under YouTube and it'll come up.
Hey, Brian, when they're sending out these texts about all the different speakers throughout the week, is it just going to pro consultants? Who is it all going to?
I know I get it. It's probably just going to.
Because I get it.
You do? Okay.
I do, but I just want to know if I need to pass that down to my team.
I mean,
I actually asked that question through corporate, and they're sending it to anyone with a pro consultant account that put their phone number in and then remove it. And if you say stop, they'll actually stop, but everyone's getting it now. As long as they're signed up with their cell phone number.
Okay, so all the pro consultants. Okay, awesome, great.
Correct. Yep.
And Kathy, I'm always, you guys probably see that. When in doubt, share it. And if somebody gets offended, like Jesus, I mean, tap out and so you can just ignore it. I mean.
Yeah, I'll share it. I'll share it.
I'm receiving it, Kathy.
Okay, awesome.
I have consultants that are not pros that have received it as well.
Oh, good. So I guess it's anybody that has their phone number registered with VIV then.
Okay, that's good to know.
Awesome, guys. Well, let's get to work. We got a little bit of time here. The purpose of Saturdays is for you guys to book appointments, and the goal or the task that I usually set is reaching out to 50 people. You got to figure out what works for you. So when I first started in network marketing, I said I'm going to reach out to 50 to 100 people, or until I have 5 appointments booked. Now, some of you your skills may be really high. You might reach out to 5 people, get 5 appointments. But the methodology is to keep reaching out to people until you have the amount of appointments for next week that you want booked, either customer or business presentation. Does that make sense? And the model that I did is 3 to 5 appointments a week with the goal of sponsoring 1 new pro consultant. I've done that for 4 years straight or something. That's my method of operation, 5 hours a week. But in the beginning, I had to put out a lot of contacts. I had to get good at the skills. I had to learn what worked, what didn't, process information. Over time, you just get better and better and better. And I mean, Jim, he reaches out to 2 people and both of them book. So you can get really good at this over time. But in the beginning, this is one of the things that was said to me, and I really, really get it now. What we lack in skills, we make up for in numbers in the beginning. Make sense? What we lack in skills, we make up for in numbers, because by doing the numbers, you actually get the skills. So I'm going to stop the recording here.